But as you see, what I tried to make in that presentation, I was telling you what was the problem or challenge to take the BIM in use, and how we solve it in the document-based and so on. But then integrated information model overview, how Trimble offers things to this challenge is, we have been working in this branch 26, 27 years, so we might know something about this. Trimble is a large company, but also that the people who are working in your companies are road designers, railway designers, street designers, water and sewer designers. Most of, for example, our company, over half of our people, even we are a software company, have been working as a consultant in design branch. So we want to make services what is the valuable for our customers. So what we say, it's a software made by users for users. So the best users are normally hired to our companies. It has been sometimes a little bit problematic with the managers of our customers. But years of experience, that's the most important thing. And we have in Trimble has over 60 years history of this branch. And now after acquisition they have this NovaPoint knowledge also here. And in NovaPoint software we have been very pioneer in that way that this 3D modeling and collaboration has been always behind there when we develop the software. And maybe the collaboration between our authorities and strategic partners and R&D, as you see, there's big names and big companies what we have worked with. So we want to be very near our customers, very near our customers' customer, owners and authorities, and that has been always very, very important to our customers, that we know what they have to deliver and we are able to help them. And as you see, our customers, there are lots of big contractors, there are consulting companies, design companies, which is always very important to us also. And the small companies are actually as complicated as large customers, because they are doing the same thing but less people. But the challenge has been that the evolution of technology is growing faster and faster every year, and the trend line, as you see, it's there. Those who were here before we started, there was some videos about future engineers who are playing games today. So they have learned to use game user interface, they are collaborating, million people are playing the same game in the same time, and that kind of thing, and they are the next users. So that's a challenging part. I don't know how many of you is playing games.
Raise your hand. Кажите же,
I do. Okay. And as you see, the graphical user interface, the world where we are playing the games, those looks extremely nice. And they are using tens of millions of dollars for every year to make a new games. The budget is larger than our software user interface. And you can of course see that very, very easy. But that's how it goes forward. Now we have laser scan and these kind of things. There's lots of data in the workflow, and that's maybe one big issue what is coming from there. But as we have seen now, Trimble has a very good collaboration with the Microsoft. For example, this HoloLens, that you can see the models now with the HoloLens, and maybe some of you have already tried that.
Next seminar we will show that.
Okay, that's good. And actually it's quite cool to see the model on the table, and you can have several people at the same time. But what we offer to this BIM for infrastructure is this collaboration, this triple quadri. It's a collaboration Oracle-based data model server, live model to all users, and there is a lot of multidiscipline models. So in the same model, through this base model, there are road designers, railway designers, bridge designers, and so on. So people can use the same model, same time, anywhere, everywhere. Online, offline. That's what we have today. And if we think what is the value of this, there has been in 2013, Vianova AS, the Norwegian company, and the Norwegian Road Authority in collaboration, they were calculating how much they have change orders. Are there any people from authorities here? Railway or road?
Buvo užsiregistravus kelių direkcija. Yra kas nors? No.
Okay. But this is the numbers. I just wanted to ask that is it same level? But they have a change order in traditional methodology. So you have the drawings, and you send the drawings and DBT files to the contractor, and they go on site and build. Change orders is 18.9% and 18.1%. So it's quite a lot in money wise. So the average is 19% for 2012 for change orders. After that, they made 4 projects where they were measuring, and it was model based, and the same value of there was average 7.5. So it's actually quite a lot of money in there. And it's even you pay extra about design, that the design is model based, you get several times money back. So it's a big issue, the BIM there. But the construction continuum, what we work with, it's how we build up our services and softwares. And we have to say that Trimble concentrates that we are able to deliver the most constructible models as possible.
What means constructible?
Constructible models means that those models what you deliver to on-site, it's easy to use, and those are accurate, and they are able to build with those models high quality products, roads, bridges, railways, and so on. And as you see in this picture, more and more we come that the software and process and construction machines are same. It's an Internet of Things that these excavators and those are connected to the models, and they can use this data seamlessly through the life cycle. And that's the most important thing. And as an owner who is owning the data, today in Finland there are now few big owners who has this quadri server, and they are buying services to this server, and the data is the owners. It's not anymore that consulting companies owning the data. It's an owner who has the data and the server and the licenses to the server. So we have a little bit turned upside down this situation what we have been in old time. But it's very important that you understand that it's more about the process and change your way to work and get the model being alive through the life cycle. Then you get the most of the value to yourself. So the collaboration, that's the key issue there, and we have this triple quadri. You can see demos today. I will finalize today. I will show some sample projects and tell you how they have used the model, different purposes. And also Triple Connect. I think Martin is showing something about that. It's this triple quadri, it's a level 3 BIM, and this connect is a level 2 BIM. So it's a collaboration model based on files. But then if we go to the life cycle or this continuum, when you start the projects, Trimble has this Trimble Quantum, which is very good software to find out most efficient way or route to build a road or railway. And it's used in small and large projects, and it makes, for example, one project there was in Norway from 6 months to 2.5 weeks, the time to get a better result. So it makes your work more efficient than ever. Then we have the design softwares to make general planning or detailed planning. And then we have for estimation and scheduling, we have a Tylus or VICO in structural side. For get the construction site and the designer more near each other to optimize the solution, what to do. And then we have a Link, which is for machines, that you share the data and you can see the data from the machines in the end of the day, and you can follow up if we are in the schedule or not in the schedule. But also that you are able to see all the volumes and all the guys in construction side, and then you can connect time sheets and these kind of things to each other. So you get more open environment and you know what's really happening in your construction site. And also to manage these must-haul operations, which is the most expensive part to making roads or infrastructure. Then we have Trimble Business Center, which for field data management, and you are able to share the data and fix the data, recalculate the data, and make a project analysis and visualization when needed. In Finland, actually, they are using quite a lot in those infrastructure projects which are in urban area. We have highways in urban area. They use models to show the construction site staff that what we are building and what's going to happen in next weeks, that they understand that they are not able to change anything because otherwise they can ruin some other workflow. And that's important when you have a very narrow place and you are not able to store anything because someone is coming next week to build, for example, water and sewer line, and you put volumes there or masses to store there, so actually you can harm the very crucial schedule and the costs in there. And something what we always forget, and where Finnish transportation agency is working very hard today, is this maintenance and operations. How to get the data flow continue from the construction side to maintenance and get this digital data which is valuable and in right format. I have two samples about that. One is a highway 1 from Lohja, Murla. It's Lohja where I'm living today, and Murla is next city where I was living previously. So I know the construction site quite well, but they wanted to have all data to the database. And they have this highway operation digital handbook. And it was made afterwards. And in that project they had 40,000 documents. And it was a small truck full of paper. And unfortunately, some young students had a job to get that data to the database. They got approximately in 2 years 5% of that data, to the database. Normally it's a cross-section and geometry remodel, and some documents about the pump stations and service books and that kind of thing. So you can imagine, I think they lost some data there. Now we have this Western Metro line. They have this digital handbook, and they decided that we will build this digital handbook in first phase. And all the time when someone is building something or doing something, you have to deliver that data before you get paid. They have 100% of that data now in the database. It's not ready yet, but they don't have a lack of data because there is this carrot and stick, like we say in Finland. So if you do something good, you get carrots. If you don't do something, then you get the stick. So that's how it works. As we say always, everything is nice, but if not money is involved, then it has to be there. But this is where we are working very hard today, and Trimble working together with Triona. And we have new solutions for that, and in Nordic countries, actually in Sweden, road and railways, and in Norway, railways, road and maritime is in that system today. So basically, this is the portfolio, what we can offer. And we didn't even speak about the bridges yet.
Yes.
So I leave it to others. Of course, bridges are over there, Tekla structures and others. So in this detailed design part, and of course in their maintenance and construction side. But our job is to make this process more efficiency, and also that all the development work from Trimble, and as a reseller, what are our wishes about the solution is that they make this more valuable, this value chain. Now questions. Yes?
May I ask you, thank you for your last presentation, first of all. And I have two questions. One is, how do you realize in Finland who is the owner of BIM? Owner, you pronounced it several times, but actually it's widely discussed. In
infrastructure.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talk about, I represent mainly buildings and structures, but it could be infrastructure, whatever. But owner, who owns, this is the question. And the other question, you have IFC, but do you rely on it, and only on it, because not all the software supports IFC, particularly Autodesk software, Civil 3D, maybe it has the other formats, but IFC, is it enough? For model, we export, import, it works, but for the other things, and not all the software, how do you...
So owner and formats.
Yes. The owner, as we understand it in Finland, of course citizens own the state, but the owner is road administration, railway authority, maritime association, and then cities and municipalities. Those are what we speak about, the owners who wants to have the data.
That is contractor, the client?
Contractor delivers the data to the owner, which is, but in some cases, if you have alliance or design build, then the client is actually contractor. But of course, in the end, the contractor will give the road or street to the owner, city or municipality or authorities. The formats, we use IFC for structural parts, like bridges, noise barriers, that kind of thing, and this LandXML and inframodel LandXML for roads, pipes, trench, and earthworks, terrain models.
They do not speak with each other?
No, they don't speak to each other, and that's why we have made that we have this collaboration model, or this, for example, the Quatri can read.
Solution
Yeah, we can read both. so we can make it as a one model.
Combine.
Yeah, the data. And as you said, there are software which are not delivering IFC or read or deliver inframodel or read inframodel. In our markets, you are not able to use those kinds of software because the client is asking for that formats. You had a question.
Yes, I wanted to ask about the use of the data. You talked a lot about how you are preparing data to give it to the owner, and I wanted to make clear: are you at the phase of collecting data, or is there any practice with using that data already? I mean, the 3D data presented. This is the first part of the question, and the second is, what is the level of the data of the delivered in roads? I mean, roads, railroads. What kind of 3D data is delivered or will be delivered in your country to the government, which is interested in? What kind of data is it interested in?
Yeah. Okay. I will. I forget the first question already.
Answer was second one.
It was about do you collect the data from the trucks, or
yes.
do you use it?
We are in the phase that we collect the data in different phases. I will tell about. I will show you a sample in the end of the day.
It will be the presentation.
And also, but basically what we do today, there are pilot projects that you have data and you are making this digital buying, digital tenders. We deliver model to the contractor and they can use the model as they wish, calculate the price for the delivery and make an offer based on digital material. But also in the same time, traditional papers, of course, to be sure. I hate this, but that's how our customers are doing that today. But mostly we are, for example, Road Administration or Maritime Association was saying to me that they want to get the data, the digital model. They don't know what to do with that, but they want to have it now. keep it there to get the next phase to the maintenance, for example, that when they have tools to read the metadata from there. But you are right, we are in the baby steps to the whole life cycle, but we are piloting a lot to get more value about the BIM. I think we are going, every day we get a little bit more. And the second question was
about the level of detail.
Level of detail. Today, if in my first presentation I was telling about these requirements, and as I told, the requirements were not ready, or they are even now, they are needing to upgrade, needs upgrade, and basically all the material which is here presented will be delivered in inframodel land XML to the owner, and the structural parts in IFC. And if you don't have possibility, for example, telematics in tunnels, you have telematics. Do you have tunnels here?
No, not too much.
No?
Not too much.
Okay, not too much, okay. Other sample, let's say road signs.
We have roads some.
You have roads, yeah. Road signs. We don't have, we have only the pole today, but they want to have a road sign, actually the plate with all the text, the big signs. You are not able to deliver that in land XML or in IFC, so then they write there that it's a 3D DVG file or DGN. In Finland we have DVG. So everything which is not included in land XML or IFC will be delivered with the native DVG, for example. And it's based on the customer, how they get more value that format. But that's what they do today. They try to make this as good as possible, but it takes time when you have 60 persons to think how to deliver road sign. Is it colors, black or white, grayscale? These kind of questions. Any other questions? Yes, please.
What is your experience with most popular asset management systems, especially road asset management?
Road asset management. Actually, today, road in Finland, they have, of course, we say triple this under what I told, but in Finland they have own made software, and now there is invitation of tender is coming next month. No, this month. It's the first day, so it will come this month. They will ask tender to make a new one. Actually, they finalized this. It's called Taitorekister. It's this structural register where they have bridges and that kind of things. They renew that totally this year, last year. So today it's very difficult to say what's going to happen. Of course, we offer this ANDA project to finish road administration, but in Nordics seems that this triangle is very strong today. Okay. Yes.
You told that bringing data to EFSET format,
Yeah.
and there is a checking step that EFSET data meets requirements inside, that it's data is correct, put it inside. Does it work in the process? Is this step missing in this process?
What we have discussed today, there has been a problem to our end customer or this owner. They get a lot of data, how to go through the data that it's based on standard. And that's why they use today, we have this consult to the owner who are going through this quality check with IFC and LandXML, infrared LandXML. For example, we have made a free software to check the inframodel formats, but for IFC you can use several softwares. Solidly, for example, yeah. And Trimble has this BIM side.
Yes. It's for classes.
Yeah, for classes, yeah. But actually, that's a good question, because we have some samples about the projects which has delivered in DVD, and after 2 years, when you go, or 5 years, you go there and it's empty. But it's delivered, so, and you have signed and you get money. So, of course, it's a warranty issue, but you can say that okay, something has happened. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
In Sweden, in your country,
Yeah.
what is the main idea, how it became that you're going to the BIM? What was the initiation of this idea and globally thinking?
Yeah.
Is financing, putting money in this stuff?
I think it's the same. We had in infrastructure branch had the same problem what I have. Not enough money. So we have to save something, but actually you have to. We have this road network, for example, and you have to rebuild all the time to keep it in the same level. And the problem was that it was always too expensive, and this traditional way to making projects was eating money too much. So we had to find a more clever way. And then we have seen that the BIM in house building has gave a lot, and then we were asking that why not in infrastructure design side, and also in the same time, of course, there's a lean management or lean process here. So lean and BIM, there is no BIM if there is no lean. Let's say like this. So these together makes it more profitable to make. So we want to do less money more. And all the software vendors, we started the project, it was Visio 2010. the project, where all the software owners and software vendors in Finland get together and start to think that how to get this mess fixed. That we use a lot of money from phase to phase. For example, it's still a problem. The owner, for example, road administration, who is buying design services, he buys the design service, and when the design work is done, he doesn't care anymore. It's the other guy who asks offer about the construction. And how to get this flow and these firewalls to fall, that has been our work in for a while. In Finland we have, I cannot say if it's boom but there has been now many alliance model projects where everybody is sitting in the same side of table. Is alliance. You understand what is alliance project model? Yeah. So people are sitting in the same side of the table and make the most efficient solution and changes in the project, and that all this has shown that we have to use models to understand what we design, because otherwise you optimize something which makes your cost in somewhere bigger, and that's not the wise thing to do. If you split the project to small pieces, that has been the problem in Finnish market.